What's up, everyone? I just want to take a second. I'm spooling my reels, my new quantum reels up, getting ready for the first Major League Fishing event of the year. It's a cup event that I have in South Carolina, and while I'm sitting here spooling up, I want to take a second to talk to you guys about Seaguar Gold Label. Most of you are probably not familiar with this yet. It's been a staple in the saltwater world for a long time, and is famous in the saltwater world for being very thin and very strong. It is the strongest, softest, highest quality fluorocarbon that Seaguar makes. To me, it's the absolute best fluorocarbon you can buy on the market. It only comes in leader material. It's such high quality that it would be unaffordable if you made bulk spools of this kind of stuff. This is only leader material. It comes in these nifty little compact spools like this, 25-yard spools, and you could pop this part out and these little spools out, and then you can just have the fluorocarbon sitting out there like that, and then it's always ready to just dispose a little bit of leader material when you're ready to retie. So just to tell you, it's always been available in the saltwater world, and I've put a lot of heat on this fluorocarbon. Last year we caught several yellowfin tuna, and we was putting a lot of pressure on those fish. I know this stuff is proven, but it is finally available in sizes that we can use in bass fishing. And you'll notice all the pros are going to start using this year for the leader material. I would have been using it a long time ago, but it just wasn't available. But now we have those small diameter sizes that we need in bass fishing. And just to give you an example, put it in perspective, when you're getting down to the thousands and the hundred thousands diameter difference, it doesn't sound like a lot. But I'll give you an example. If you were normally going to make your leader material out of 6-pound of Braze X, and you want to make your drop shot, you're going smallmouth fishing, and you rig up your drop shot with 6-pound of Braze X, you can now, in exchange for 6-pound of Braze X, the diameter is basically relative to 10-pound Gold Label. So 10-pound Gold Label would be the replacement of 6-pound. So it allows you to really make a stronger leader. If you want that diameter, if you were confident with the diameter you got out of 6-pound before, now you can be confident that you're going to have the strength of a 10-pound leader material fishing for those smallmouth. And you know the difference between a 6-pound leader and a 10-pound leader is a big difference, especially when you're fishing around zebra mussels and things like that, and those smallmouth really engulf that bait and that line gets on their teeth and stuff. There's a big difference between 6 and 10. So now you can fish 10 and have the confidence that you're still fishing a 6-pound diameter traditional line. And this stuff is very, very strong. Like I said, I've tested it on giant fish out in the Gulf of Mexico. I already know how proven it is. So I was real excited. To me, this is a breakthrough for Seaguar. So like I said, it's only leader material. Do not try to, it's not made to, it doesn't even come in spools big enough to try to spool a reel with, but they're small compact spools. You can put 3 or 4 of these things in your boat, and anytime you want to retie your leader, don't just pull out your bulk spools that you spool your reels with. This is on another level. This is way beyond any other fluorocarbon you've ever fished with. They put a lot of effort and time and money in this to make this high quality with some in-house custom resins that they made at Seaguar. Seaguar is one of the only, I think it is the only fluorocarbon company that makes their own resins and does every single part of making fluorocarbon in-house. So that's why they're #1 in the fluorocarbon world. That's no gimmick. Everyone knows that. So another thing, I'm rigging up the spinning rod right now, and I have 20-pound Seaguar Smackdown on here in the Stealth Gray, and this is pretty much my go-to standard combo setup for setting up all of my spinning reels. And I'm going to put some 10-pound Gold Label on there, and I will connect it with a FG knot. And so I just wanted to show you guys, man, people tell me all the time, I can't tie that FG knot. It takes too long to tie. It's too complicated. Well, it's only complicated because most people don't want to take the time to practice it. But I tie it a lot in saltwater fishing. Whenever I'm offshore, we tie it on all our big giant 100-pound braid to 100-pound Top Shot leader material out there. The FG knot's real big on when you're using that size line, and it's pretty tiny whenever you're using it on this little line. So to me, you can tie this knot when you get good at it. You can tie this knot in about 2 minutes. Sometimes, if I don't have any fumbles, I can tie it in about a minute. And so I could tie it just as fast as I could any other knot, because a lot of times you'll tie that Albright knot or uni to uni knot, and the knot fails anyway when you go to tighten it. And you spend more time tying a bad knot than if you just take your time and tie a good FG knot for your leader material. Trust me, I have 10 times more confidence when I know this is done, and knowing that it only takes a minute or two to tie the FG knot. You're not saving any time by not tying this knot. All you're doing is taking unnecessary risks, and it's kind of silly to me. So spend some time when you just hang out at the house and really get good at this knot. Watch a video on it. There's tons of videos on it to show you exact steps on how to do it. There's tons of different techniques on how to do it. I'm going to show you real quick just to prove to you how fast you can tie this knot. I'm pretty confident I can tie it in less than 2 minutes. Time me. Get set up here. Always lean the rod like that. And then, let's see. I'll wrap this around my fingers a couple times. And then come over, now we can start. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. You tie a half hitch around that. That locks the knot in place. Then you tighten everything up. You hear people saying, man, you don't need to tighten an FG knot if you tied it right. Why not tighten it just to make sure you tied it right? Because the sucker's gonna get tight anyway. When you put pressure on it with a fish, you might as well just check it, make sure you didn't miss something. And you lock it back in with four more half hitches. You can clutch your fluorocarbon as close as you want to. Now your knot integrity is technically done. All the strength in your knot is already there. Once you trim that fluorocarbon, you tie 4 more half hitches, and that is what we call a finishing knot, because you want to, as you're casting and stuff like that, if a half hitch or 2 half hitches come undone, it doesn't matter, because it's going to be these. It's not going to be the ones that are holding the fluorocarbon. So that is your finishing knot. Trim that. Let's see if I can show you how tiny that thing is. If you would look at it diameter wise, I mean, it's hard to see right there, but that sucker is little. This thing is made to make hard casts with. If you're gonna if you're casting a little marabou jig or smallmouth or something, one of these little guys or something like that, and you're throwing it on 6-pound line, and you gotta whip that bait, and the line violently goes through your guides. You know, there's a lot of impact that happens on the knot, and if you tie a Albright knot, and you try to make hard casts with a hair jig, you're gonna break this fluorocarbon at that knot on the cast. Trust me, I learned that lesson the hard way. So if you tie that FG, you can whip your rod as hard as you want, and to throw that 3/32 hair jig for a smallmouth or something, and you're not going to break off at the leader connection from the violence of the line whipping through the guides real violently. So anytime I'm really casting something, I make sure I have this knot like a Ned rig or that hair jig. Like I said, if you're going to throw a spy bait real far, anything you're casting real hard, this is a must. Then I got to the point where I was like, well, you know, I'm just going to tie it all the time. I use it for my drop shots. I use it for any kind of. I have braid on every single one of my spinning rods, and I don't ever. I think it's crazy to use straight fluoro on a spinning rod. It's just the line management is silly to me. Some guys still do it because they're old school, but now with the FG knot and this crazy Seaguar super, to me it's like super leader material with that stuff and the really good braid that we have now to get the most performance out of your setup with light tackle, catching big fish. You go braid to Gold Label. So check it out, Seaguar Gold Label. You don't have to make a big investment. It's only 25-yard spools. Buy you a spool of your favorite sizes and keep this little thing in your boat, and you will notice a big difference. And you know, it may pay off whenever you have that winning fish or that key fish that puts you in the money, because you have the most high quality stuff you can get and you're tying the right knot. So learn the FG knot and get you some Gold Label, and good luck 2021 fishing season. Let's make it a good one.